How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. We also got to put in the disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor and this isn't financial advice. So just know when you do invest, you're doing it at your own risk. And you know what time it is. It is time for the joke of the day. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we do this 5 days out of the work week. Maybe you had a long, maybe you had a stressful day, or maybe it was the market conditions. Well, you came to watch this video, plus you're one of my corny jokes. Here it comes. Where does a waitress with only one leg work? IHOP. Not too bad, right? But anyways, what we're going to be talking about today is OCGN. We have some big news that came out and I can't wait to share it with you guys. But before we get started, of course, we got to go over the agenda. If you're new to this channel, just want to let you know we have timestamps down below in the description. But if you are a shareholder or you're considering to take a position in this stock, I suggest you watch the full entire video. So the first thing we're going to be going over is something that came from Bharat Biotech, which are the final results for the phase 3 trials for Covaxin. You can tell by my expression I'm excited to share that with you guys, so we're going to be going over that. Then the second thing, we're going to be doing a technical analysis. We're going to be taking a look at the price action, looking at areas of support, and also looking at particular areas in regards to resistance. I feel this is very key because I want to make sure you guys are not overpaying for this stock as well. And then we're going to be going over the order flow distribution. And then when all of that is done, I'll be giving you guys my final thoughts. So let's get into it. So we're going to be going over a recent article that came out. I'm so excited to share this with you guys. So let's get into it. So Covaxin efficacy is 78% in phase 3 analysis. Officials say Bharat Biotech is likely to announce the results of the trial in June. Covaxin, the coronavirus vaccine made by Bharat Biotech, has shown an efficacy of 78% in preventing symptomatic COVID-19 in the final phase 3 analysis. People familiar with the development said, adding that the vaccine maker is likely to announce the results in the beginning of June. The comments come at a time when the vaccine maker has applied for approval from the World Health Organization, although it is yet to release any data from the phase 3 trials. The data will also need to undergo a peer review. The first interim efficacy analysis showed vaccine efficacy of nearly 81%, and the second interim analysis showed it to be about 78%. The final analysis was done at 130 confirmed cases, and it was found to be 78%, said Dr. Sanjay Ray, Professor, Community Medicine Department of All India Institute of Medical Sciences, Delhi. The interim analysis may be over. The analyzed data needs to be peer-reviewed and published in a medical journal now, added Ray, who's also the principal investigator of the study site at AIMS. The developments were also confirmed by an official concerned in the central government aware of the matter. We have been made to understand that the interim analysis results for Covaxin phase 3 trials are almost done, and they are in the process of publishing the data, the official said, on condition of anonymity. Scientists typically analyze vaccine efficacy at multiple preset intervals known as endpoints. The first endpoint for Covaxin was when 43 cases were recorded, at which point the details of these individuals was unblinded. The result announced in March showed that 36 of these cases were in the placebo group, while the rest 7 were in the group given the vaccine, pointing to an efficacy estimate of 80.6%. The second interim analysis result was released on April based on 87 symptomatic cases of COVID-19, and it showed that the efficacy against severe COVID-19 disease was 100%, with an impact on reduction in hospitalization. The full analysis is yet to be released, either a preprint or as a peer-reviewed document. While Bharat Biotech did not comment on the final analysis results, it did announce last month that the safety and efficacy results from the final analysis will be available in June, and the final report will be submitted to a peer-reviewed publication. Experts, however, say the data should be put in public domain so that those experts in the field also get a chance to scrutinize it. Trial data should ideally be published in peer-reviewed top medical journals so that those people who are not a part of the clinical trial can study it, question it, and cross-check the legitimacy of the trial, said C.M. Gauhati, editor of the Monthly Index of Medical Specialties Pharmaceutical Reference Guide. The Phase 3 study enrolled 25,800 participants between 18 to 98 years of age, including 10% over the age of 60, with analysis conducted 14 days post-second dose. Covaxin was developed with seed strains received from the National Institute of Virology under the Indian Council of Medical Research. So this is definitely some great news to hear as far as for the conclusion of the Phase 3 trials. Do keep in mind, it does have to go through a peer review, and it's part of the reasons why Biotech, I feel like they're kind of holding off, and they're going to be providing an update sometime in June. Going to be looking forward to that. So we're going to be doing a technical analysis for OCGN. So let's take a look at how it closed the day. So it ended up closing at $8.73, being up 0.23% on the day. On the low, it tested $8.32, and then on the high, testing $9.10. So one of the things we want to take a look at, and what we're really happy about, is that it's still respecting this area of support at this $8 level. It also does look like that it's able to actually hold up support right around this $8.30 level like what was shown today, but I want to see it close after hours above $8.50. This will set us up nicely come for next week. As we know, we should be getting some updates sometime in June. As far as how it's lining up with our indicators, it is below the 100-day, but it's definitely looking strong above the 200-day and as well as the 21-day EMA. Also, there's no surprise why I said above 850 because that's right at the 200-day. Also, if we take a look at the RSI down below, it is right around 55, so still around that fair value area like we were talking about yesterday. If it does decide to pull back in these particular areas, aside from this 830, like I said, I want to see this $8 level actually end up holding. If it does not end up holding, then of course, if it does severely pull back even further, I want you guys to look out for this around $7.28. Again, this is all about optimizing opportunity, so when it makes that move to the upside, you'll be able to profit even more. Also take into consideration areas of resistance. We definitely have an area of resistance here right at this $9 level. We did test $9.10, but again, we didn't stay there for too long whatsoever. So keeping all of this into consideration, I do believe once we can get above that 9 area and there's a lot of volume and there's a lot of buying pressure, then we can easily come back to reclaiming back here to the 100-day around $9.92. But essentially, if we get to that particular area, we'll be getting to that $10 level. So we just have to be patient and see what happens for next week. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for OCGN. So we could see here on the inflow side, we had 67, and then on the outflow side, we had 102. We had 0 large orders for both. On the medium side, we had 48 for inflow, and then on the small side, we had 19. On the outflow side, on the medium, we had 78, and small, we had 24. As far as large scale orders in the last 5 days, taking into consideration May the 28th, which is today, ended up being 0. We know yesterday there was also a lot of buying, part of the reasons why the stock saw some momentum. So as far as from what we saw today from OCGN in regards to buying and selling, there's 2 things that this is telling us here. Number one, there's a lot of people who have bought and who have been holding their shares. This is part of the reasons why, even though the outflow was a lot higher, we still had some stable moves in overall price action. The second thing that we're also noticing as well, this is a 3-day weekend, so this is a reaction. So I want you guys to be aware of that and also to understand that. The reason why I didn't add Fintel in this video for today, I want to make sure I give you guys the most up-to-date info, and that video will be coming out for tomorrow. So let's get into the final thoughts. So for my final thoughts for OCGN, hey, I must say, I'm definitely impressed with the price action that we saw today. And the reason being is we're going into a 3-day long weekend, and a lot of times stocks tend to sell off. But OCGN actually maintained some good price action. It continued to respect that area of support right at $8. We saw this area get broken, and then the CEO came out with with an update, and now it's looking fairly strong. Going into next week, so we're going to be opening up on the markets on the Tuesday. I'm going to be looking to see what actually happens, because as we know, we're going to be getting an update sometime in June. So there definitely can be some anticipation and also a lot of FOMO buying. Also, when we took a look at the order flow distribution, again, no surprises there. A lot of people that were selling off, but again, we have a lot of people who are buying and holding and knowing the potential that is in this stock. Another thing, taking into consideration Covaxin and the results that it presented in its final phase 3 trials was actually something that was great to see. But we've also been speaking about it on the channel, why Covaxin is one of the best vaccines out there, and I can't wait to see it on a global scale. And another thing that we need to understand, it's definitely going to have to go through a peer review, and this is part of the reasons why I feel like Bharat Biotech hasn't really pushed it out there like that. So once it gets peer reviewed, and then also they're going to be giving an update sometime in June, then there's definitely going to be more headlines around this. But for the most part, definitely some great news from those trials. So that kind of concludes this video. I will be making another video over the weekend with most of the up-to-date info that wasn't available for today, so stay tuned for that. And also I want to say, make sure you guys enjoy your 3-day long weekend, and I know it's going to be a long time away from the market, but hey, Tuesday should be right around the corner, right? Not that. But anyways, we'll talk soon.